Hi guys, and welcome to the Warhammer Lady. So it's now time to finally go through the units of this awesome codex, and we're going to begin with the HQs, and hopefully I will be able to fit in all 7 Greater Daemons this video. If not, we'll just see where it ends, okay? I'm going to compare them to the old codex when it comes to point cost and it comes to stat line, so that I just don't sit here and say all of them, because that would be boring, and for us demon players it will be funnier to look at a comparison. Skarbrand has been reduced by 75 points. He has had a massive increase in ballistic skill. He now has ballistic skill 10 compared to 0 he had before. He's lost 2 in strength, but remember that he is a demon of core now. So he has +1 in strength when he charges. He's also received an extra wound and +5 in initiative. He's lost a leadership, and I will say this only once: all of the Greater Daemons in this codex have a leadership of 9. Period. He also has a 3+ save because he has Hellforged armor. He has the Warlord trait Death Incarnate and a Hellforged artifact called Slaughter and Carnage, and these are his 2 axes. And they both have Strength of User and AP 2, and they're melee, but Slaughter has the special rule Fleshbane, whereas Carnage has the special rule Armorbane. So basically he has 1 axe for every situation that he could end up in. He also has a roar, Corbello of the Endless Fury, and the codex says that it's lethal, but it's a template weapon with a strength of 5 and no AP. So it's not super lethal, but it's okay. It's an assault as well, so you can charge after doing this bellowing roar. Of course, he has demonic instability and deep strike. I won't say this when I go through the units, so now you know. And he also has Rage Embodied, and this makes all units, both friend and foes, be very cautious of where you place him, within 12 inches, to have the Rage and Hatred special rule. So let's sum it up for Skarbrand. He has 10 in weapon skill, he has 7 in strength when he charges, and a total of 8 attacks because of Rage. He can also re-roll his attacks the first close combat round because of Hatred, and he can have Fleshbane or Armorbane. Basically, this is an awesome close combat guy. I don't see anything actually surviving when he charges. Chaos Daemons has gone down 33 points, and they've changed a lot of his stats as to prove to demon players that you should absolutely not put him in close combat. He has a weapon skill of 1 attack and 2 in initiative, so he does not belong up close, okay? They have given him a +1 in ballistic skill, so now he gets to reroll failed shooting attacks, which is great since he's an awesome psyker of mastery level 4. He doesn't have a 3+ save anymore, it's the 4+ invulnerable save. Also, he has the Warlord trait Lord of Unreality, and an Hellforged artifact called Staff of Tomorrow, which allows for you to re-roll a single d6 once per turn, yes. And you have to declare, of course, if you're using it to re-roll. Oh yes, as I said, he is a Psyker of Mastery level 4. And here's the fun part, he has 2 heads. Each head is a Psyker. No, you do not gain 8 warp charges. It does not work that way, even though I admittedly hoped it would. His left head knows, and well, both heads actually, they know all the powers from the Change discipline. And the left head can also randomly generate 1 power each from Telepathy and Biomancy discipline. And the right head can do it from Pyromancy and the Divination discipline. Before you start your turn, you have to declare which of the heads you're using as a Psyker this turn. The other one can't be used. But I think this is a really funny addition, and it allows you to actually understand why the model has 2 heads. So I think this is a brilliant change in his rules. Kugath Plague Father. He has lost 40 points, and he's gained +1 in toughness and in wounds, and he's lost ballistic skill, so he only has 3 in ballistic skill now, and he's gained 4 attacks. I would very, very willingly put him in close combat now. He actually has 6 attacks. He has a Hellforged artifact called Necrotic Missiles. He had this special name before, but they've changed the attack just a little bit. It's a 24-inch range, no strength, AP 3, heavy 1, large blast, and poison 4+. This is very good. I like this. Though, as I said, he only has ballistic skill 3, so it could potentially scatter a lot if you're unlucky. He has the warlord trait called Immortal Commander. He has the Poison 4 special rule, regardless of what he does. He's also a Psyker of Mastery level 1. Of course, he is Nurgle affiliated. He also has a special trait called Slime Trail. A unit that successfully charges one or more model with this special rule, they are treated as having made a disordered charge, thus they do not gain their extra attacks when charging and so forth. He's also very bulky now, and he has Nurgling Infestation. So if you have Nurgling swarms within 6 inches of the Playfather, they regain 1 wound each turn that they've lost. This might not be the best special rule ever made, but it's lore-wise very funny, I think. He has the same point cost as before. He has gained 6 in ballistic skill, so now he has 10 in total. He's lost 1 in strength, but remember that he is now counted as a Demon of Khorne, so he gets an extra strength when charging. And he has an extra wound, and he's gained 4 in initiative and 1 extra attack. And he has an armor save of 3 from his armor. That is called Warforged Armor, so it's the same as Garbrandt has. He's a flying monstrous creature, and he has 2 weapons. One is called Lash of Khorne. This is a 12-inch range, strength of user, no AP, but assault 2d6. So a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 2 attacks, depending on how lucky you are. He also has the Axe of Khorne, and it's a strength of user, AP 2. It's a specialist weapon, and it has the Decapitating Blow special rule. And what this does is that any 2 wound roll on a 6 has the instant death special rule. Since he has so many attacks, there's always a potential for at least 1 6. Yeah? He's also very good in close combat, of course, since he's Khorne. Well, you can hear it for yourselves. He also has some options, and he may take up to 50 points of demonic rewards in any combination. These are lesser, greater, or exalted. And demonic rewards is a special addition to this codex. It looks like this. I'm not going to go through the demonic rewards, actually, because I think that you should have some mystery left with this new codex, though I am going to give you a quick run through of what it is. And they are rewards that can be purchased, much like an armory, but very randomized. And you roll a d6 because they have different costs. Lesser, of course, they cost less to buy, and exalted, they cost more to buy, for example. And you roll for these, it's a d6 when you roll for your warlord traits. And if you're not satisfied with your roll, you can always take the 0 of that table. They can never be duplicates, because you can have more lesser or greater exalted, not just one, but you can never have the same twice. However, the reward can be duplicated in your army. So if you have several heralds, all of them can have the same reward. So yes, this was the demonic rewards. If you want to read about them, you have to buy a book. Lord of Change has gone down 20 points in his point cost. He's gained 1 ballistic skill and weapon skill, and wounds and initiative, and +2 attacks. He's also a flying monstrous creature, and he's a Psyker of Mastery level 2. He generates powers from the Change discipline as well as Divination, and it can be upgraded to as much as a level 3 Psyker. He can also take 50 points of demonic rewards in any combination. The Great Unclean One. This is actually the only Greater Demon that's increased in point cost. It's plus 30 points to buy him now, compared to what it was before. And he's lost 1 in ballistic skill, and he's gained 1 in toughness and in wounds, and 2 in initiative and 1 extra attack. He has the special rule of poison 4+, and he's a Psyker of Mastery level 1. He generates psychic powers from Biomancy and the Plague. Discipline, there we go. He can also be upgraded to be a Psyker of Master level 2 or 3. And as well as the others, he can take 50 points worth of rewards, Lesser, Greater or Exalted. Keeper of Secrets, he's the last Greater Demon of this video, actually of all the Greater Demons. He's gone down 30 points and he's gained +1 in weapon skill and 2 in ballistic skill, 1 extra wound, and he no longer has a 4+ save. He has a 5+ invulnerable save as everybody else. He has the preferred enemy Eldar and Dark Eldar, which is very lore-wise. And he's a Psyker of Master level 1 who can also be upgraded to 2 or 3. He generates his psychic powers from telepathy and the excess discipline. Also, he has 50 points of demonic rewards, Lesser, Greater and Exalted. So this concludes my video about the HQs of the Chaos Daemons. I hope you liked it and that you stay tuned for the next part of the HQs, where we go through, for example, the Heralds. So thank you for watching and have a great day.